Today we will discuss most important MCQs of English literatures. Contents are under Chaucerian to the Shakespearean period. We will discuss the Jacobean to the Restoration period, the Romantic Age MCQs, Victorian Age MCQs, the modern age, the contemporary literatures, American literatures, all other non-British literatures, history of English language, literary theory and criticism, rhetoric and prosody. We will discuss some points in this video and other point will be discussed in other video. Let's start. The Chaucerian to the Shakespearean period. First most important MCQs is these MCQs are in one line. Who is known as the father of English? Chaucer. Chaucer's poetic career is divided into, the answer is, three periods. Chaucer's first period is influenced by French literature. Chaucer's second period is influenced by Italian literature. The third period is called the English period. Who introduced the heroic couplet in English? Chaucer. The used rhyme royal for the first time, Chaucer. Who married the child daughter of the King of France, Richard II, who called Chaucer the father of English poetry, Matthew Arnold. Chaucer's first poem is Raymond of the Rose, which poem is called the best of the French period, the Book of the Duchess. Chaucer is known much for his realism. A statute that allowed English in law courts was introduced in the year 1362. Chaucer was born during the reign of Edward III. In the prologue to the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer used the 10 syllabic lines. In the Book of the Duchess, Chaucer made use of the 8 syllabic lines. The rising chivalry of Chaucer's time is portrayed in character Squire, who said that the Chaucerian inferiority is well marked in style as in anything else. Hogwarts. New learning was brought to England in the year 1499. Romantic movement had its symptoms in the ballad of 15th century. Legland's The Poet, the Plowman is a satire on clergy, who presented the fear caused by the peasant revolt. John Gore. Henry IV reigned during 1399 to 1413. Chaucer used his rhyme royal stanza in his Truillius and Cressida. Chaucer referred to the stormy people in Clarke Tale. Or stormy people refer to peasant revolt. In Chaucer's character, who is shown to be in love for gold, doctor of physics, Orpheus and Eurydice, the Wolf and the Lamb were written by Henryson. In Douglas, the King Heart is the heart of life. Squire Meldrum, a poem full of romance and realism, was written by Lindsay. Palace of Honor was written by Gavin Douglas. The proponent of the geocentric theory was Ptolemy. Capgrave's The Chronicles of England is a historical place. Sydney Astrophil and Stella contains 108 sonnets. The sonnets in Astrophil and Stella 1591 are addressed to Lady Penelope, who called Spenser the poet's poet, Charles Lamb. The four hymns were composed by Edmund Spenser, who said, "There is something in Spenser that places one as strongly in one's old age as it did in one's youth." Alexander Pope. Lollards are those who followed John Wycliffe. How many ladies are there in the prologue? 3. The poem Pearl was written by Anonymous. The break between Scotland and England is shown by Barber. Chaucer died during the reign of Henry IV. Wycliffe's translation of the Bible came into existence in 1382. Seneca was a Roman dramatist. Senecan plays were rendered into English by Christopher Marlowe. A collection of all Senecan plays were published in the year 1588. Sackville and Norton produced the first tragedy in English named Gorboduc in 1561 or 1562. Who wrote Roxana? Alabster. Who wrote the Revenge tragedy and the Atheist tragedy? Tournier. Chaucer borrowed his prose story, The Tale of Malibus, from Jean the Monk. Chaucer's treatise on the astrolabe is a translation of Boethius. Mandeville's travels appear about the year 1356. Who said in Chaucer's England we see for the first time the modern mingling with the medieval prevalent. Who said to see the marvel of the rising of literary prose style in English there is no better way than to read Mandeville. Saint Perry. Style and the Scourge of Villainy was written by John Marston, who said, "For not keeping the accent, Donne deserved to be hanged." Ben Jonson metamorphoses Pygmalion's image was published by Marston. George Gascoigne, The Adventures of Master F.J. was published in 1573. The Adventure of Master F.G. depicts the English country house life. The chief mottos, a golden sentence is worth a world of treasure, is applicable to affairs. Richard Hawker's The Last Book Ecclesiastical Policy came out in the year 1597. While Chaucer used high verse for the month April, 20th century poet mentions April as the accurate month. Who is he? T.S. Eliot. The Hundred-Year War began in the year 1338. In the Canterbury Tales, the best storyteller will be Dash, given a supper by the rest of the pilgrims. The period 1066-1500 is known as the Middle English period. George Peele's The Old Wife Tales is a satire on the contemporary drama, who called Chaucer the well of English undefiled. Edmund Spenser. The well of English undefiled means Chaucer's avoidance of foreign influence. In The Merchant of Venus, who sings the song Tell Me Who is Fancy Bred? Bassanio. A poet who lived during the period of three kings, namely Edward III, Richard II, and Henry IV, was Geoffrey Chaucer. Marani listened to the song Take, O Take Those Lips Away in the play Measures for Measures. God is the Wind and Art Thou Poor are the two songs composed by Duchess, who found English a dialect and left it a language. Geoffrey Chaucer. William Blake said, their traits are universal, their lineaments are universal, human life beyond which nature never steps. Here who are the Chaucer's characters? Wycliffe translated the Bible originally from Latin. In 1388, Wycliffe's translation of the Bible was revised by John Purvey, whose rhyme royal 10-syllabic line arranged in 7-line stanza, which poem celebrates the betrothal of Richard II and Anne of Pomeroy, the Parliament of Four. The Hundred-Year War ended in the year 1453. How many characters are there in the prologue? 29. Who said about Chaucer's worldwide view that here is a God plenty writer? Who said Chaucer's characters are individual as well as type, not more phantoms of the brain, but real human beings? A.C. Watt. Who was Froissart, political and military chronicles of France? Froissart was the contemporary of Chaucer. Who wrote Book of Philip Sparrow, in which a cat killed the pet bird of a girl? John Skelton. King James I married Lady Jane Beaufort in 1424. Thistle and the Rose celebrate the marriage of James IV to Margaret Tudor, who wrote this allegory, Dunbar. Henderson's The Two Merry Women is a satire on the drinking habit of women. The word Renaissance seems to have been first in the book named as Histoire de France. The birthplace of Renaissance was Italy, which dialect is the source language of English East Midland, who is known as the father of feminism. Petrarch. The Renaissance was young during the period 1579-1602, who has been hailed as the touchstone of the English poetic sensibility. Sidney, who is known as the morning star of reformations. Wycliffe, who introduced the sonnet from England, wait and sorry. Chaucer, Troilus, and Cresty, 1393, is a love tragedy. In the prologue to the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer described the fading chivalry in the character of Knight. Friends, today we discussed the most important and repeated MCQs for any competitive exam related English literatures. We discussed today 100 most important MCQs in one line. We will discuss the next 100 MCQs in the next video. If you want to watch my next video, please subscribe my channels. Thanks.